Tornado warning for South Central Oneida County in central New York, Southern Madison County in central New York, Madison, and Oneida County in New York.
Alrighty, y'all. Good afternoon. Glad to see you guys all in here for another live stream on the channel. This could be just a very brief live stream, so we're gonna just dive right on into it. Don't know how long I'm gonna be live here. This could be a two-part live stream, but we do have a strong tornado that is on the ground. The last scan is what I wanted to come on here because I saw that. We had a big debris ball. You can see it right there. That is a reflectivity debris ball that is currently present southeast of Eden, currently in west central New York. So this is a big tornado that is on the ground, moving up towards north of Boston. Make sure you're in your safe spot. Going towards Orchard Park, Springbrook, as well as up towards East Aurora. So there's a big tornado still on the ground. That's your newest scan, and that is a massive debris ball right there. Look at that. Check ZDR to just confirm that. Check Spectrum Width to triple confirm that. Oh, it's actually breaking our products here. We'll wait another scan to see if those products want to come back or not. But we've got a big tornado that is on the ground right here where I've circled going towards North Boston. And just make sure you are in your safe spot. Make sure you are in your safe spot because that is a big tornado on the ground. I do want to go back over to our other tornado warning just briefly. I know my friend is actually inside. He is directly in the path of this. Actually, he might be a little bit more north. He's very close to this tornado warning that is in place out here. Today is a day where we could see, this is going to sound pretty rough coming from me, we could see multiple long track strong tornadoes today. That is the potential that we have present. Multiple long-tracked, strong tornadoes are going to be on the table today, so please be hyperweather aware if you're inside the risk area. This is already one of our most notable tornadoes that we've seen in the most recent days here. I'll just show you the track so far. I've been watching this for a while, so it touched down here. This is where it touched down. Then it started to lift, and now it is touched down again and is significant. So this has already dropped two strong tornadoes that, again, another one is currently heading north Boston. Let me go ahead and go to the newest frame there. My goodness, if you're in North Boston, you need to seek shelter immediately. This is impacting a lot of homes, too, so this is really, really, really bad. This is not a PDS warning. This is confirmed, though. My bad. We're supposed to be on confirmed. I'm going to be a little bit slow here. It's only 12:45, so now 12:50. And just make sure you're in your safe spot. Oh, wait, that chaser might have actually just had something. Let me go back down to that chaser who I was watching earlier. That's how I knew that this was on the ground, because the TDS was a little bit iffy just a while ago. Now it's really solid. That's definitely a tornado. Okay, he hasn't posted any new updates, but that is a big tornado that is on the ground. I'm going to move this over here. Starting this day very early here. So again, North Boston, if you're in North Boston, New York, Creekside. This is near Albert Road. Let's see, Garmin Road. Please seek shelter immediately. This is eventually going to go right for East Aurora. This is going to go directly for East Aurora over the next couple minutes here. In about 20 minutes, it will go right for East Aurora. So East Aurora preparations need to be completed now. You need to be in your safe spot now, as this is a big tornado heading your way. This could be a very long tracked one too, just based off of how it looks in the presentation on radar here. Not the best ZDR arc, but this should be a long track tornado. Hopefully it occludes, and hopefully I'm dead wrong. That'd be great. I'd love to be wrong in this case. Oh my goodness. Are we breaking reflectivity? I didn't think that was a thing. I don't know if this is actually breaking reflectivity currently. But this is probably a potentially violent tornado on the ground. My goodness, this is not PDS still, but that is crazy. This might be actually breaking. This could be breaking reflectivity. Could be a little bit of a radar glitch. Could be as simple as that. But regardless, we have a big tornado that is lofting a bunch of debris here in North Boston, off to the south and west of East Aurora. This is a big tornado going right over North Boston right now in New York. Please seek shelter. They should update this in the next 5 minutes, so we'll see if they go PDS. But oh my goodness, this is going over so many homes too. Gracious day, oh, this is a really bad way to start a live stream. Gotta tell you that one. So this is I mean, all this is homes. A lot of this is homes. There's some trees there, but a lot of it is homes, houses here. The reflectivity is not present, but that is 100% a debris ball. That's why you're starting to glitch out on the potential debris signature here, because radar's starting to think that this might not be a tornado on the ground. It definitely was before. That actually is a little bit iffy now, because look, it has no rotation. So this might have actually lifted. This could have lifted here. Just based off that velocity. The velocity is very bad. It's really bad velocity, so I don't know. But that is definitely still a debris signature. So seek shelter again, North Boston, New York. A strong tornado is ongoing there. And I'm getting a phone call. Well, I'm just going to let that ring, ignore that in the background. But this is, again, a strong tornado that is on the ground here in North Boston. Make sure you are in your safe spot. I don't believe we have any chasers on this. There was a chaser on it, but no longer. He's not giving any updates currently. So, again, big tornado on the ground. This radar is not updating on my other monitor here. Interesting. Oh, Brandon? I know Brandon. Is he actually on this exact one? He must be, because his viewer count's up there. Let's go see if he has anything. Lag. Yep, classic New York cell reception. That's what he has right now. I'll keep him up so that way if he sees anything. Yeah, this might not be on the ground anymore because of those most recent velocity values. I'm skeptical of that still being on the ground, but we most likely at least have some debris falling from the sky out here towards North Boston. So hopefully this lifted before going into North Boston. Those velocity values are just extremely weak, which is why I started talking about that probably have lifted. 80% chance for a severe watch, just about 3 counties to my northeast up there towards Lynchburg in Virginia. So if you're out there towards Maryland, northern Virginia, central Virginia, southern Pennsylvania, extreme northeastern West Virginia, there's a severe thunderstorm watch that will likely be issued within about the next hour or so. So there's no area rotation with this. If we look at our probability of debris here, radar gives us about a 90% chance of it being on the ground. That's just simply because of no velocity. There's like no velocity values there whatsoever. So This could be on the ground. It's really difficult to tell. It's still observed, so you still want to be in your safe spot, of course. But it's extremely difficult to tell if that is a tornado on the ground now, or what's happening with that storm. So we'll give it another scan, but again, there's no velocity signature on that, so I doubt that it's anything too over the top. But it's still, still want to be seeking shelter. It's still tornadic. It's just very, very difficult to tell if that is a debris signature, solely because there's no velocity. So basically, the radar is not scanning any winds going towards it or away from it. There is a bit of winds going towards the radar site. You see these green pixels here. That's about 10-mile-an-hour rotation, I believe. Yeah, between 10 to 20-mile-an-hour rotation there. So not a lot, and there's no outbound winds, so it's not, there's no wind speeds pushing this way. There's some winds pushing up this way, but no wind speeds pushing southward, southeastward. So this is barely rotating, if it even is. But there is still a debris signature there, so this, again, could be a tornado lifting, or maybe still be a tornado on the ground. Yeah, very weird radar presentation, that is for sure. I'm going to move this over here really quick. So, again, that is a tornado that could be in progress currently just to the east of North Boston in New York. I don't know if this is still in progress. Like I said, that's really just going to be something that we have to wait for the National Weather Service to say, and they say it's still in progress. Yeah, they still have this as observed. So, weather spotters have confirmed a tornado. So it's still on the ground. It's just barely even present on radar. Very weird. It's very weird on radar, but that is apparently still on the ground. So we'll continue to monitor that. Wait for another scan. And we'll see what the next scan shows here, which I don't think that's on the ground. I'd be pretty shocked if that is still on the ground. No area rotation. That debris ball is now gone. I'd be very shocked if that's on the ground still. But it could recycle in the near future, so we'll just continue to monitor it very, very closely. Let me zoom this in. I didn't even get the time to open up my program here. So this is our main risk today. We have that enhanced risk for severe weather, level 3 out of 5 for severe weather today. It is a 10% tornado risk. They didn't go hatched on that, which I don't really know why, honestly. We are also going to see the potential for tornadoes more to the north as well. They extended that 5% tornado risk considerably more to the north on the new update for the potential of a warm front to set up here. And we could have strong tornadoes tracking along that entire warm front area. We could have a line with the potential of strong tornadoes that moves across portions of northern Pennsylvania into a good chunk of central New York. So there's two different areas right along that warm front, which is why we saw a tornado back here, and right along that cold front, which is why we have that possible severe in place over here, and why we will eventually see a severe thunderstorm watch be issued generally out in this area. We should get a severe watch. That'd be more north too, all the way from Lynchburg all the way back up here. So this area here, we should get a severe thunderstorm watch in pretty soon. They did just put a severe storm on that, severe thunderstorm warning. It is indeed possible. Shoot, I'm gonna have to get a 4th radar site open, aren't I? We'll just move this one up to this site here. So that's your other possible storm. We'll keep an eye on that. Nothing crazy down here at the moment, but we'll keep an eye on that. Tornado warning. Let's go back over to our main radar site, which this is, let's see. I think I have 2 radar sites up. I do. Let me move one down here. Yeah, there's no CC on this. It's too difficult to tell at the moment. But it could be on the ground. I just don't believe it is, honestly. Let's see here. So like I said, we do have a chaser that's going to be going after this storm. Now, Connor Croft is not going to join us today. He is taking today off, and we'll join him on that break shortly. plan to take a break tomorrow, plan to take a break the next day, and then we'll be right back here on the, geez, I don't even know what day that is, the 12th, probably, no, not the 12th, I want to take a break on that. So I'll take a break on the 11th, the 12th, and then I'll be back on the 13th. We have a significant severe weather setup that looks possible on Sunday, so I'll be back here Saturday to give you guys a briefing. But I am going to take me a 2-day break because I need it. I need it. Bad. So we'll just see what this threat does here. We're going to take it 1 hour at a time. We could end whenever the threat seems to be going down a little bit. I still have to do some stuff today, so I hope I don't stay here all day. Let's see here. May have a tornado on the ground east of where? Let me go ahead and check that. Okay. Oh, I did see that correlation coefficient. At the moment, that's just hail. So I don't really know exactly which one you're talking about there, but there's no tornado with that. Yeah, I went live. I did see you texted me, but I went live right when you texted me, so I wasn't able to respond. But yeah, there is tornado warnings near you. I was gonna text you last night about them, but I didn't want to be wrong. I didn't want to be wrong, so I didn't tell you. Let's see here. All right, I'm gonna get that location. Yep, so you're in that tornado warning. You're barely in it. It's weakened a lot, so you should be okay. There's no area rotation here, so it's very weak. But if you look south, there's a new area of rotation that's moving up to the northeast. So I think it will still miss you, but you're in that tornado warning, so you want to be in your safe spot there if you're inside that warning. Whoa. All right, what storm? Guide me, Caden. Guide me. I feel like you're talking about this possible severe. Guide me where you think this is a tornado on the ground. Let me go back to that. Okay, still an observed warning out there southeast of Buffalo towards Hamburg. So we'll be watching that very closely. West of the radar. That? Ooh. You know what? You might be right. We might have a tornado on the ground. This one, correct? Because that actually might be a tornado on the ground right there. How'd you spot that, dude? I was not looking at that at all. I'm looking for these crazy hook echoes. Just this tiniest little area. That... Oh, wow. We'll wait for that new CC scan, but that might actually be a tornado on the ground. Sorry for the switch in there. It's right over the mountains, so it's a little bit difficult to see. Yeah, look at that. Up in atmosphere there. If you go up in tilt, you have stronger area rotation about 1,500 feet off from the surface there. So that actually might be a unwarned tornado on the ground. Yeah, that's a big debris signature. Let's check ZDR. That is a ZDR drop too. No spectrum width, which is, you know, these are LP supercells up here, so... I think we have a strong tornado on the ground here, southwest of our radar site. This is going to be... There's not really any notable areas here, so let me just give you a general area. So from downtown Watertown, this is 21 miles to the southeast of downtown Watertown, New York. That could still not be a debris signature. But that is probably a tornado on the ground. We'll see if they warn this. But that does look like a viable signature for a tornado. It's another one of those tough signatures here. Fixing the 4 panel up. So that's your, I mean, yeah, you got an area rotation here. You have a ZDR drop here. You have a debris signature, or at least CC present here. And then you have a low precipitation hook. So everything lines up for that being on the ground. We'll see if the National Weather Service observes that or not. And I think we have a strong tornado back on the ground out here. Let's go back over to... Yep. There you go. Back on the ground. Oh my goodness. We got a strong tornado on the ground again. This is going to be going right for East Aurora, so East Aurora, you need to run to your safe spot. This actually might be moving a little bit more to your south now. At the moment, it looks like it's moving more south, but I'm not going to let that deceive me here. Still want to be in your safe spot. We're going to have a tornado track somewhere here. Somewhere in where this box is, we're going to have a tornado move through. So East Aurora in New York, seek shelter immediately. We have a strong tornado on the ground, back on the ground for the third time today. Third time today out of this one storm, we have a strong tornado on the ground again. I'll also be keeping an eye on that low precipitation hook southeast of the radar site, about 21 miles southeast of Watertown, New York. We may have a unwarned tornado on the ground. But we're going to stay with this one because it's in a whole lot more of a populated area. I knew this was going to try again. So we had our first strong tornado out of this. Actually, this might, yeah. First one was back here towards this town name south of Fredonia, New York. Second one was actually unwarned for quite a bit east to northeast of Forestville. And then the third one is now just touching down again over East Aurora. Okay, thankfully that doesn't look as bad on the next scan. We're going to wait for more. We're going to wait for another scan here to see if it's still on the ground. Unfortunately, you don't have a close radar site towards you, so it's really difficult to see the storms out there. But I can go right back to it. Is this the right storm? Yep. So this is the correct storm here. That is, this is actually the other storm. So this is a bit of confusion here. They warned this storm because it was rotating, but now we have another cell that has moved in the warned area that is rotating as well. Neither of them look impressive. There's no green, so we'd have like a bunch of green here if it was strong, and it's just not that strong. If we go to reflectivity, you can see we don't really have any hook echoes, so there's nothing that goes like around like this. So basically, you're in a tornado warning, but I don't see a tornado on the ground. At least at this moment. How far is our radar site? Our radar site is about 40 miles away, so that is actually pretty close. That's accurate enough. Oh yeah, I'll keep an eye near you for sure. You're gonna have multiple rounds today too. Until this cold front way back here passes you, then you're gonna be getting multiple rounds. So it's almost an all-day event out here in central New York. Let's see if that is still on the ground. I still see a debris signature. It's very hard to tell. Very hard to tell, but that looks to still be on the ground south of East Aurora. It is still a confirmed tornado. So you want to be in your safe spot. This is where we have the most considerable tornado at this point. It's our only observed warning. So we'll see if they extend that. But probably on the ground going towards southern East Aurora, New York. Alright, back over to this cell. So we get scans about every 3 minutes, so I'll continue to check this about every 3 minutes to see if it's intensifying at all. But yeah, this storm, it doesn't look healthy. But I mean, it is heading your way. I mean, it's here southwest of Morrisville, moving up to the northeast, so it's going your way. I'll keep an eye on it for sure. You're welcome, Kathleen. This is what I enjoy to do, and what I love to do. I'm not supposed to be here right now, because I'm not supposed to really start streaming until like 3 o'clock. Normally I have stuff that I have to do, but like I said, I had to cancel the plans, so I might be in a little bit of trouble. I might be in some trouble in real life, because I'm not supposed to be here. That is still probably on the ground. Again, about 21 miles to the southeast of Watertown, New York. So we'll keep an eye on that still. It's actually this area here. Again, still rotating up in the atmosphere, so there's definitely an area of rotation there. That still looks to be on the ground. We go back over to our other storm. All right, we should get a new scan on this. Ooh, it is beginning to strengthen. Look at that. So over the last scan, we're starting to see a little bit of a hook here. So both of these look tornadic. We'll have to keep a very close eye on these two cells. Hopefully they get away from this region, because it's very populated. Okay, that doesn't look like a debris signature anymore in East Aurora. Yeah, that touchdown looks to have lifted, especially on that newest scan. It looks a whole lot less impressive, so that is most likely lifted towards East Aurora. But it will probably try again. The environment today is extremely prime in New York. I mean, we have probably the best environment that we've seen in years up here in New York. So if you guys remember that other 10% in Vermont that we had about a month ago, it looked impressive, but then as we started going into the afternoon hours, the environment just looked worse and worse with time. This one is doing the opposite. It's looking better and better with time. We're up to a bunch of instability. So for thunderstorms to fire, you need about 1,000 cape. We have 3,500 out here. So it is really, really primed for tornadoes and all hazards threat. I mean, this is the best environment I've seen in New York. This is the best environment I have seen in New York. You're welcome. Still on the ground according to Brandon. Let me go watch Brandon's feed. Speed up his feed here. I mean, there's not a tornado in East Aurora because that's where Brandon is. So there's not a tornado over East Aurora. If it's on the ground, it's very weak because we can barely even see it with radar. Oh my word. Look at this. We've got 3 rotating supercells out here. 1, 2, 3 areas of rotation with this kind of cluster of supercells happening here. And here comes a beep. This is another observed warning, so it's still on the ground. They're continuing that as an observed warning.
Tornado warning for northwestern Wyoming County in western New York, east central Erie County in western New York, southwestern Genesee County in western New York, Erie, Genesee, and Wyoming County in New York.
So still on the ground according to chasers. Radar looks messy, but it's still on the ground. A tornado was reported over Billington Heights, or just over East Aurora, moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. So, is that the northern area? Where is that? I don't see an area of rotation or anything interesting here, but we do have a tornado. If I had to bet, it'd probably be here, but it could be anywhere along this southern extent of the cell here. But if I had to bet, right here is where I think the tornado would be. But there's no debris signature or anything, so hopefully it's not on the ground. It did just get reobserved though. I'll move this here. Yeah, so that warning goes for another 14 minutes there. Oh no, another 1 minute. Another 1 minute. So we're going to lose one of our observed warning in a whole minute. So if you're back out here towards Orchard Park, Hamburg, North Boston, stay in your safe spot for about 30 more seconds and you'll be good to go. But if you're towards East Aurora, Bentington, Pembroke, actually, make sure you are still in your safe spot. That is an observed warning. Tornado on the ground heading up your way. Again, I still don't see anything notable with that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Back to our other cell that's tornado warned. So again, all of these are beginning to rotate. They're very weak. There's nothing strong here. There's just a few little areas of circulation. That southern storm is in a bit of a hole there, but it's probably rotating generally where I've circled here. So we've got 3 areas of circulation out here in and around the Lebanon and Hamilton area. It's all out here in central New York. All right, I want to go check on that still unwarned tornado here. So if we go to the probability of a tornado, should be right around here. It doesn't look nearly as good, and that's because it's right at the radar. So we'll just keep monitoring it. Could have been a brief spin-up tornado or a tornado that occurred there, but it's no longer is interesting. But we'll keep watching it, like I said. We will keep watching it. And then all these storms, look at them all. Look at all these storms we're going to have to keep an eye on later on today. Gracious day. That's not going to be fun. We've got a very, very, very long day ahead of us, that is for sure. Which is why I said we're probably going to have to split this up into 2 live streams, because there's no way I can be live for 8 hours straight. To get fussed at a lot if I do that, but hey, we may attempt it. We may attempt it. Alright, let's see what this new MCD is. So we just got another MCD. Yeah, that's in central New York. So discrete storms have formed in central New York and will encounter an increasingly favorable environment for tornadoes as they move to the northeast over the next 1 to 2 hours. The tornado risk with these storms will likely increase over the next 1 to 2 hours as effective wind shear around 200 helicity per mesoanalysis will be in place. Man, yeah, just a really favorable environment out here. So that tornado threat's starting right out in this area, but it should increase further to the northeast. I'll circle it in blue. So we'll watch this area here the most over the next 1 to 2 hours, as that's where we're most likely going to see a few tornadoes. Yeah, I still don't see anything, that observed warning is just, I'm shocked it's observed still. Only reason why it's observed is because we have our chasers out there. Because it looks horrific. I'm shocked it's on the ground. So, yeah, we'll just keep watching it very closely. I think you'll be fine. I think you'll be perfectly fine. You still want to keep an eye out, but you should be perfectly fine. And they're moving to your northeast, so like the next 20, maybe 30 minutes is the most activity you'll see today. And then you'll get a second round. Let me go check real quick. Go check on the timing of that second round. Second round should be closer to, man, gotta think of the time zone here. So that's 4 or 5. So about 6, 7 o'clock tonight, a second round's gonna head towards you. So about 6 hours. But this should be round 1, and then you should get a second round towards, like I said, about 6, 7 o'clock tonight. And I don't know if that round will be more significant or less significant than this. I mean, it looks about the equal chance for a brief spin-up tornado. So you could see tornadic storms now for the next 30 minutes, you know, like you're encountering. And then as you go towards 7 o'clock tonight, you may see more tornadic thunderstorms. So just be weather aware. That's really the main thing. Be weather aware. Let's see. This model run really increases activity towards 3 o'clock, well off to your north up here. So I think our greatest tornado potential is probably going to be where these storms are, because they're already mature supercells. So that's where I'm watching the most. I know the SPC, which is the, you know, official Weather Service. They're watching this region the closest, thanks to these discrete storms that have fired. But I think these storms along the more favorable environment will have a better shot at producing tornadoes. You're welcome. Yeah, I don't see this being on the ground anymore. It's still observed for 25 more minutes out here in the Alden area. But it doesn't look to be on the ground from radar. Hello, Haley. Welcome to the stream. Glad to see you in here. I could probably get away with ending the live stream now since we've tracked some of this and then getting back on here at 3 o'clock. Because this stuff looks like it's going to take a quick break and then spark up again. But I don't know if I want to risk that. Because you guys know how it is. If you've been here before, typically when I end the streams, we end up getting something big and I miss it. So we'll probably just stay here. So I appreciate all y'all being in here. Make sure you hit that like button and share the stream. Those are the two most important things. Really helps the channel and helps us reach more people. Big day today. A long duration event. We could have tornadoes all the way from, well, noon, which was an hour and a half ago, all the way until possibly 10 o'clock tonight. It looks like that threat's going to rapidly decrease around 10 o'clock tonight. So should be a very long, totally probably not fun threat for tornadoes today in the Northeast. I'm shocked they didn't move that enhanced risk more north, honestly. I thought they would have moved it just a little bit more north back up here since we already have more storms that have fired. They did move that 5% tornado risk. They moved that more to the north just in case this storm does anything or if this storm tries anything. So we'll see. We'll see. But if you're in any of this risk area, I'll go ahead and show it now. This is your full risk area. So we have a level 1 risk that goes all the way off your screen into Raleigh, North Carolina. That's the risk for a tornado being possible throughout that entire green area. Mainly damaging winds will be the biggest issue in that. Then you have that slight risk level 2. It's where a tornado or two will be possible. And especially on that northern side, we could even see a brief strong tornado potential on the northern side of that slight risk. Since we have more storms that have fired up there. And then, of course, that level 3 out of 5 area, which is very active currently out here towards all the way near oh, you're going to get me for this one, Rochester, back down towards Hornell. That's where we have that level 3 threat. Of course, going back up here towards very upstate New York. I mean, gracious day. This is very, very upstate New York up here. It's just really all mountains. Tornado sirens test that went off yesterday. Oh, it went off today. It went off at 8 a.m. instead of 11. Yeah. Well, that probably would have woke me up. I probably would have jumped out of bed and went to my safe spot because it's just such a drill at this point. It's like you hear those sirens, you run to your safe spot. You don't ever think, oh, yeah, that's just a test. Near Watertown, there's a few. This one looks like it has a bunch of potential. That's the storm that I would be targeting. I said that on Twitter. I'd be just north of Syracuse. That would be the cell I would be chasing today. If I had to choose a storm to go after, it'd be that one. And that's where I would have gone anyways. I would have gone to probably Syracuse this morning, and then, over the last 6 hours, I would have just drove north over this thing. Over to that big beast of a storm that's probably going to try to become tornadic. Yeah. These storms, they're still there, but they just look weak. I know the SPC said that they're probably going to increase in activity and begin to strengthen, but I don't really see that happening. We'll see, though. So this storm southeast of Lancaster, east of Lancaster, has produced multiple strong tornadoes. We've seen a lot of tornado pictures and videos from not only the public but also chasers out here. And one looked ridiculous. So we'll just keep watching this. Could drop another big tornado very soon. It might actually be dropping one now. We'll see what that next scan looks like. You're welcome. Glad to see you in here, Tail. Glad to see you're back here. Yeah, this is just the start. We have multiple rounds today. A lot of rounds of severe weather. I don't even know where that main line is forming. I think this is the main line. But I don't even know. It looks to be the main line. I'll check some model runs fast here. It just depends wherever that cold front is, which... Let's see. Looks to be more west. We'll wait for this slow site to load. Yeah, your main line is like back here. This is where your cold front is. It's like way back here. Gracious day. So we've got round 1 here, round 2, round 3, and then our last round 4 back here. We're going to have so many different rounds of supercells that could produce tornadoes today. This one looks like it's trying to get its act together towards Glenfield. And it literally just... Did it get warned? Which one just got warned? I thought it was this one. But it turns out my radar site was on the wrong area. That was actually well to the south. There it comes.
Tornado warning for
This?
northwestern Potter County in north-central Pennsylvania, Potter County in Pennsylvania.
It's in a radar hole. So we just got a tornado warning out here for the Genesee area and north-central Pennsylvania. So make sure you're in your safe spot if you're in this area here. This is where your tornado warning is. That polygon will pop up in just a second. I want to see how close I was. I think the polygon's right here. We're going to wait for it to pop up so I can see how wrong I was. I was close. I was close. I was close. A little bit more east. More like this. I did pretty good. So if you're in that polygon, that red polygon there, make sure you're in your safe spot. Tornado could develop in any second there. There's also a storm going towards Rochester. I just don't know how to pronounce that. I know there's different pronunciations for that, and I don't know how you say it out here in New York. But there's a storm going towards that very populated city, and it is tornadic. It has a Tor possible tag with it. I'm trying to get the right radar site. My apologies for switching. There you go. So if you're in this yellow box, make sure you're away from doors and windows and close to your safe spot. This could produce a tornado soon. But I don't really see any rotation or organization with that. This could be back on the ground out here. This could be back on the ground out here. Observed going towards Alexander. So we'll keep an eye on that one. This has a good hook to it, but I don't see any rotation, so we'll just keep watching that one as well. Just a lot of storms to watch. This one looks bad. That looks really bad. See how it's starting to get a little clear slot going out here? So this could hook quickly. A lot of storms that look tornadic out here. Any of them could produce strong tornadoes in north central New York, so want to watch that very closely. No tornado warning in effect anymore in central New York, so our only warnings is that new warning in north central Pennsylvania And then the one that might be on the ground back here towards Alexander. That could be a debris ball right there. We'll wait another scan. We'll see if any chasers reported. It's still observed, so it's just much better safe than sorry to say that that's on the ground. Because it is observed. Let's see. Well, okay, we have a chaser. He just said it's not on the ground. So that's good news. It is observed, though. It is observed, so you still want to be in your safe spot. There's no reason to, come out of your safe spot. You're in that tornado warning. Regardless, you need to be in your safe spot. But I don't believe it's on the ground based on this chaser's feed. We'll see, though. We'll see. This next radar scan could show something. It could just completely fall apart. I'm waiting for him to get a visual of it. Okay, if that's the base of the supercell, it's not on the ground, but who knows? It could be rain wrapped. I couldn't tell. I got an ad. Oh no. Hurry. There's too many trees in the way. He's trying to get as close as he can to it. It could easily be on the ground, so make sure you're in your safe spot. Again, this is towards Bennington, near Bennington, Alexander. Tornado may be on the ground here. No debris signature, so it doesn't look like it's on the ground from radar, but it could very easily be. My apologies for being quiet, y'all. I'm trying to see and listen to this chaser, see if there's any tornado on the ground here. We can't really look at that tornado warning in Pennsylvania. It's very far away, but definitely tornadic. You can see a hook echo there. So we do have a supercell that's ongoing right now towards Genesee in north central Pennsylvania. That is tornado warned. Make sure you're seeking shelter. That looks like it is very much tornadic. And speaking of tornadic, that storm we were just talking about back up in far upstate New York, this could ramp up so fast, it's ridiculous. This rain shower might actually have stopped it from dropping a tornado recently. So after that is out of there, this is going to have a massive clear slot. And it's probably going to try to drop a tornado. Probably going to try to drop a tornado here pretty soon. So out in front, this is going to go towards Old Forge, very close to Old Forge, probably just to your west. This is also a significant severe for 70-mile-an-hour winds, so it's a good idea to be seeking shelter if you are inside this highlighted yellow polygon here. So we'll continue to watch this very closely. That is a significant severe, so make sure you're preferably seeking shelter in that. Tornado reports, they have to make sure that they are 100%, authentic. So typically honestly, a lot of the reports that we see and that we receive don't go on the SPC site until days after. And I mean days after. And there's that Tor Possible Severe. This one could be really bad, so if you're in this Tor Possible Severe, you need to be watching it really, really closely. There's a few of these that could very easily drop strong tornadoes. So that observed warning, it is observed. However, a chaser just said that it's not on the ground, so that's good news. It doesn't surprise me, but it could drop a tornado at any second. That storm still looks pretty good. So, again, this is the most, I don't know, both of these are really concerning. They're both very concerning. This storm here, change color again. This storm here and this storm here are both really concerning. So if you're out here towards Mansville, Almar, Mexico, that's something Creek, Sandy Creek, make sure you are keeping a really close eye on this storm. Stay close to your safe spot because this could go tornado warned at any moment. And then this is another storm that we're keeping a really close eye on. Could produce a tornado. You can see it has a supercell look to it currently. It's not in much of a populated area, just to the east of Lowville. It should stay east of Lowville, moving up to the northeast, passing Old Forge well to the north. Probably going to get close to Tupper Lake in about an hour and a half or so. So just a lot of cells to watch. None of them look like they're on the ground at this moment. But there's a lot of them. Yep, that's what I was worried about too, is the warm front setup. We have a warm front that's set up here, and that's what all of these cells are riding on currently. And they could very easily drop strong tornadoes. It's really just a matter of time before they attempt to drop strong tornadoes. Our peak tornado threat should probably be between 2:30 and 5:30 Eastern, from what I've seen. But honestly, there really isn't there's really no specified peak tornado threat. I think it's going to be 2:30 to 5:30, but we could have strong tornadoes from, well, we already had one. So from 12 o'clock Eastern all the way until, like I said, strong tornado threat will probably decrease towards 9 o'clock tonight. And here comes a tornado warning. This is actually going to be an interesting one. It's not what I thought it was. This is going to be out here towards Dansville.
Tornado warning for eastern Livingston County in western New York, northeastern Allegheny County in western New York, southeastern Monroe County in western New York, western Ontario County in western New York, Allegheny, Livingston, Monroe, and Ontario County in New York.
Alright, that's your new tornado warning. Barely even rotating. I'm pretty shocked they warned that, and not the ones well off to the northeast. This is not really tornadic, but hey, better safe than sorry. So there's your new tornado warning. Seek shelter if you're in Dansville, Springwater out there in New York. There's your severe watch that just came in. We'll wait for that to appear. It should appear within the next 2 minutes on this program, most likely. We'll see where that was issued. It should have been issued all the way from Pennsylvania all the way down towards one county to my northeast. Thank you for subscribing. Much appreciated. Gracious. Big hook, but not a lot of rotation with it. Still could drop a tornado because it is rotating in the upper levels. So if you're if you're out in front of this storm, keep a really, really close eye on it. It could go tornado one at any second. Moving up to the northeast. Again, this is going to go up towards to the north of Old Forge in New York. So it's really in a very rural area with barely any population. And this cell, look at that. It's definitely going to try. It is 100% going to try. It has a untapped environment all right here to itself. So it is 100% going to try to produce a tornado over the next 30 minutes at least. I did just see something. Where was that? This one. We'll keep an eye on it. It's a little bit of a low precipitation hook. It's still an observed tornado warning. But we'll keep an eye on that. That could potentially produce a tornado pretty soon. Oh my goodness. Here comes another tornado warning. This is going to be in northwestern Pennsylvania. Is that Titusville? Titusville in northwest PA. Here comes the beep.
Tornado warning for northeastern Crawford County in northwestern Pennsylvania, Crawford County in Pennsylvania.
There you go. So that's another tornado warning, and this one has horrific radar coverage. I can't even switch to any radar site, but make sure you're in your safe spot if you are in this area. Centerville and Titusville, if that's how you say that. Spartansburg as well. You are all inside that new tornado warning that was just issued. There's that red polygon, so make sure you are seeking shelter. We're still at an observed warning thanks to that storm over Darien, New York currently. Can't tell if that's any debris signature, but we'll just keep watching it. Give it another scan. Kind of shocked this isn't already warned. It doesn't look to be rotating too much at the moment, but that is a crazy supercell. This one's not nearly as impressive. This one's really impressive out here. So, New Haven, Mexico, Pulaski. I said that right. Hopefully I did. Sandy Creek, Almar. Make sure you guys are being really close to your safe spot. Make sure you're getting ready to go to your safe spot. This could be tornado warned at any second. All right, let's go back to this storm here. That is going to be a tornado on the ground. Yep, we've got a tornado on the ground out here northwest of Alexander with this storm that has been producing strong tornadoes for quite a while. It looks like it's producing another one now. Chaser we're watching is currently in the middle of nowhere, so he's going to try to get north and get on this. While we wait for a new scan on that, just want to show you. Here comes that tornado warning extension. Probably. Oh, nope, that's not an extension. This is going to be a weird-looking tornado warning, my word. But there's your new severe watch in this yellow area here. That is your new severe thunderstorm watch. Beep. Nope, not yet. But there's your new severe watch. Let me see what this says.
Tornado warning for northwestern Yates County in central New York, northwestern Steuben County in central New York, Steuben, and Yates County in New York.
So the potential for a brief tornado out in this severe watch area, that's the yellow region. Brief tornado, very small hail up to a ½ inch in diameter, and as well as up to 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts, all possible in that new yellow severe thunderstorm watch. So I thought they extended this one, but actually they just issued a weird warning back here towards Wayland and Atlanta here. So we'll keep an eye on that one. That's just a weird kind of extension because of the CWA region, I imagine. So just make sure you're in your safe spot. And here comes another warning. I don't know where this one is.
Tornado warning for southeastern Allegheny County in western New York, Allegheny County in New York.
Oh, that's an extension on this one. There you go. So that's now for Wellsville, Andover, Alfred, Whitesville, now under a tornado warning. So we're up to a ridiculous 6 tornado warnings. It is 1:43. Make that 7. Here comes another tornado warning. And that's going to be our storm. That is going to be our storm. This storm's now tornado warning towards New Haven.
Tornado warning for southwestern Jefferson County in central New York, northern Oswego County in central New York, Jefferson, and Oswego County in New York.
Gracious day. We're now up to 7 tornado warnings. Could make it 8 if they extend that warning in time. Back towards Batavia. But there you go. New Haven just got under a tornado warning. We'll wait for that to pop up so that way you guys can see it. Then we'll go to our big tornado on the ground. We've got a big tornado on the ground out there near Batavia, New York. There's that warning. If you're in that warning, Sandy Creek, Almar, Mexico, New Haven, Pulaski, Mansville. Make sure you're seeking shelter. This could drop a strong tornado, so we want to keep a really close eye on that. Still likely a tornado ongoing out here northwest of Alexander. Could be on the stronger side of things. Here comes another warning.
Southeastern Orleans County in western New York, central Genesee County in western New York, west central Monroe County in western New York, Genesee, Monroe, and Orleans County in New York.
We have 8 tornado warnings. We're going to lose 2 in less than 60 seconds. So we'll be down to 6 warnings in less than 60 seconds, but we are currently at 8. That is, of course, an extension to this, and now an observed warning for Bad Viva, or Bada Viva. There we go. Oakfield, Burger, all inside a... Does that actually say Burger? It does. Okay. All inside a confirmed tornado warning. So that means the tornado is ongoing right now, heading towards that area. Which it is right where I have circled right. Let me get the circle back. Well, I guess I'm not going to get it back. And just clear it. Right there. That's where you have a tornado ongoing. Pottstown, yeah, you could have a tornado or two. Or not a tornado, my bad. You could have an instance of damaging winds. And maybe even a tornado as we go into the later half of today. Probably after 7 p.m. Eastern, but it shouldn't be anything crazy. But you could see a brief tornado. It's not fully out of the question, but it's by no means expected. New Haven, you need to run to your safe spot. A tornado could be touching down right now west of your area in New Haven. That is in New York. We'll need to keep a very, very close eye on that one. That's going to also go towards Richland. That could drop a big tornado. That's the storm that I would target. That was really where I was talking about targeting. If I chased today, that's where I would have went. I would have went after that cell. Is that the new scan? Yep. That doesn't look like as notable of a debris signature, but it's probably still on the ground there towards Beta Viva, so make sure you're seeking shelter. Let me show you how much this storm has dropped a tornado here. So there's your 3 tornado tracks. I don't think it goes back far enough, does it? Let me see. Yeah, because didn't it drop one back here? I don't think our radar goes back far enough to let me show you guys all of the tracks. Look how trippy this is. But anyways, yeah, we had a tornado. Let me zoom out a bit. We've had a tornado here. We had a tornado here. And now we're getting a new tornado from the same storm here. Oh, and we also had one here. Forgot that. So 4 tornadoes. This very well could have been one long track tornado. So you can see it was on track, hit North Boston, lifted very close to North Boston. Probably wasn't on the ground towards West Falls, and then touched down and hit southern East Aurora, then lifted again, track to the northeast, and is putting down another tornado right now. That is on the ground out here. Go to the newest scan. There you go. Might still be on the ground, but it doesn't look as impressive. Yes, it did get warned, and it looks very impressive out there. Let's go back up to it. So this is, like I said, could drop a big tornado near New Haven. It is going a little bit more northeast, so it might even be over the... It could hit the southern portion of this lake, which I don't even know what lake this is. I think this is Lake Ontario, because it's near Ontario, but I don't know. Might be Lake Ontario. But if you know any fishies out here, let them know to get in their safe spot. Dive under the water a bit more, because we could have a tornado that nicks the southeastern side of, I believe, Lake Ontario. And here comes another tornado warning. It's going to be an extension to our one in northwest Pennsylvania. For now, warned for Columbus, Pennsylvania. That's northwest PA. Here comes a beep. There you go.
Tornado warning for West Central Warren County in North Central Pennsylvania, Warren County in Pennsylvania.
So that is this cell way back. Let me get the right radar site. Way back here. This isn't the right radar site. We'll do this one. So there's your tornado warning that is continuing now towards Garland, Columbus. Make sure you're in your safe spot. That is a new tornado warning. I can't tell if this is still on the ground. It may be on the ground west of Bellevue, but it's really difficult to tell in New York there. Wait, used to this in New York. Yeah, no, nope. This is one of the higher end threats for New York too. I think this has the potential to be a big day. It already is a big day. It's already an outbreak. We are literally having a tornado outbreak ongoing right now, and it's before 2 p.m. Chaser just said a tornado's on the ground near. Let's see where this is. This storm here. 2 minutes ago, Chaser said this is on the ground. Going towards Belvia. So it's probably still on the ground, if not beginning to weaken. How strong do you think the tornadoes will get here in central New York? So obviously, that's impossible to know for sure. But we are looking at the potential for EF2 plus tornadoes today, and we could even have a long-tracked, strong EF2 plus tornado today as well. That's just based on the ingredients and what I've seen on the model runs. Also, with noting that we've already seen probably 2 to 3, maybe even 4 strong tornadoes today out of this singular storm. So all it takes is one storm like we've already had out here in western New York. And the next storm to do it may be this storm towards Mexico and Pulaski and Sandy Creek, going up towards Mansfield, back down south towards Almar in New York. But central New York towards like Syracuse in this area, there's a big question mark on exactly what's going to happen out here. I can't really. There's a lot of model disagreements. Some models show strong tornadoes occurring as we go towards 6 o'clock tonight, 5, 6 o'clock later on this evening. But it's just a big question mark at the moment. The area I'm watching for the greatest tornado threat is, well, really where we have this stuff ongoing. I'm really watching this area here, where that warm sector is, and then back out in this region here as well. Those are the 2 areas I'm watching the most. Most specifically up here. Most specifically up here, and even more specifically this tornado warning storm, which we've been watching for a while. We might have a tornado potentially touching down out here, so tornadoes imminent or possibly even on the ground out here, going up towards Pulaski. It's currently on the edge of the water, so this could be a water spout if it is on the ground or on the water. So we'll just keep watching, keep waiting. We'll see what the next scan has to show there as it moves probably a little bit more over water. We're really going to have to wait till this gets towards Pulaski to see what it's doing. But it could drop a tornado at any second. Brandon has a tour on his feed. Let me see. I don't really see it, but it does say it's on the ground. So still a tornado on the ground out here near Belvita. Even though it looks horrific on radar, Chaser has it on the ground. So again, just make sure you're in your safe spot if you're in any of these warnings. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. The mooer has it, Ethan. Person who loves cows. It doesn't look that strong. It looks like it's touching down and then lifting every once in a while. Well, that is on the ground. It's a bit difficult to see, but I do see it behind the tree. So it's still a tornado on the ground here. Yeah. Brandon, Ethan. Where's Rome on the map? Rome is, I think, over here. It should be here. Where's Rome? It should be here. There it is. Right there. So a lot of uncertainty on if you're going to see tornadoes out there, but you definitely want to be hyper weather aware because you could see one. You're in that main risk area, but it's going to be a long time before storms get there. It could be another like 4 hours or so.
Tornado warning for southwestern Steuben County in central New York, Steuben County in New York.
I think that's the southern cell. Yep, right here. So Jasper, you're now inside a tornado warning. In South Central New York, make sure you're in your safe spot. We're right back up to 8 tornado warnings. In 5 minutes, we're going to lose one, so we'll see if we can get one more tornado warning to beat our record today so far. We'll see if we beat the all-time record for Beryl, which is 15, set back 2 days ago on the 8th. We'll see if we can get up there. We're halfway. We're halfway. Let's see. So again, just make sure you're in your safe spot if you're in any of the tornado warnings. The one I'm watching the most is this one towards Pulaski, as it could easily drop a strong tornado over the next couple minutes. After it leaves this tornado warning, this environment has been tampered with a bit close to the radar site. So I don't know exactly if this storm's going to be able to maintain out in this area, but it's still going to have a risk to produce a tornado. Generally along this whole area here, it's still going to have a risk to produce a tornado. Whether or not it does, it's really just up to the storm. It's really up to Mother Nature and how it reacts with the environment at hand. I am shocked. You're telling me this thing's producing a tornado right now? This thing is producing a tornado out here near Oakfield. It does not look that way at all on reflectivity. Let's see here. Man. So for those who know CSU, the 12Z CSU day one outlook just came out. Basically, I always look at these things as if it's a model run that has an outlook similar to the SPC. So, like, you know, it issues, the model run can issue an enhanced risk or whatnot by itself. So typically they are inaccurate. I don't trust them that much, but it's still just to give you an idea of what the ceiling is today. It actually does have a moderate risk in place, or in this case, it's not, it doesn't really have significant, but there's a 15% tornado risk in place, which is a high-end enhanced. If it's significant, it would be a moderate. So that's a 15% chance for a tornado on the CSU outlook, which is not technically a moderate because CSU doesn't specify if it's a significant outlook or not, significant tornado outlook or not. So we'll see if that verifies. We'll see if that verifies. Has a big 15% over all of central New York into even Vermont. And then a 10% all the way down to central PA, which I feel like that is very much overdoing it. I see a high potential today, but I don't see that high of potential today. And again, that is CSU, so it's inaccurate. But just to give you an idea, you know, it has a high ceiling for today. Ooh, that one's gotten interesting. Look at that one towards spring water. That's really trying to ramp up. Look at that over the last 3 scans. So it looks like this is trying to get a decent area of rotation right near the hook here towards spring water in New York. We'll see if that can manage to try to drop a tornado here. So, a lot of storms. A bunch of storms to keep an eye on. A lot of tornado warnings. 7 warnings now active. Still the most concerning one is this one in Sandy Creek. It does look a whole heck of a lot disorganized. Look at that. On the newest scan, it had a cell merge that hit the hook echo. So, it might be a while before this tries to produce a tornado again. And then it's also getting cell mergers out in front of the clear slot. So it has a few things that's starting to impact this storm, may prevent it from dropping a tornado now. Oh, hey. That one's gotten really organized too, but again, it's being impacted by cell mergers, but this could try to produce a tornado towards Big Moose, north of Old Forge, like we said before. So Big Moose, make sure you are keeping a very close eye on this, close to your safe spot. This is again in New York. Let's see. Looking for the next solid area of rotation along all these cells here. We're going to have to start watching Pennsylvania with the little to no radar sites we have out there. Let's see. All right. Welcome back, random guy. Glad to see you in here. So again, there's a couple storms to watch. 3 of them have really caught my eye. This one in Springwater, New York. The tornado warning up here in Pulaski, going into Pulaski, south of Sandy Creek, New York. I think this one's going to have some more time to organize now that it's being impacted by cell mergers. And then, of course, the cell towards Big Moose, too. But that's also about to be hit by cell mergers. So maybe these cell mergers are going to be something that helps limit the tornado threat a little bit more. Definitely a ridiculous threat that is already unfolding. Today's already verified as a tornado outbreak. Really just because of that one storm back out in western New York. Let me go look at the new mesoanalysis. It's not in yet. Should be 18Z, so we'll get that soon. That warm front is very sharp. Gracious day. So your warm front is extremely sharp right up here currently. A very sharp warm front set up right where I'm drawing here, and then it turns into a cold front. It's really, the warm front's like right along the US-Canada border. It's like right here. And then it turns into a cold front right where I just started drawing south. So your low pressure is probably generally back out in here. Let me see if we have, let's see. Okay, that's just an estimate there. Let me go back to the Weather Prediction Center, see what they have here. Yeah, it's really right where the low pressure looks to be a little bit further west because of the occluding front. So we have an occluding front that goes right here, and then your low pressure is actually north of Cleveland. So I was almost correct. So you actually have an occluding front that goes back out like this, and then a low pressure is actually further here. But I was still correct. I mean, that's pretty much exactly where your warm front is right now. Maybe a little bit more south than Vermont, a little bit closer to my cursor here, so it might be a little more south, but generally right there, that's really what your front looks like right now. Alrighty. Alright, an observed warning for a whole 27 more minutes. We'll see if either one of these can get their act together. Those are the 2 most impressive at this point. Hopefully we see this warning expire shortly. I would be astonished and blown away if this is producing a tornado still. I would be blown away. I know the potential is pretty good there, and we have quite the environment in place, but if a light to moderate rain shower is producing a tornado, gracious day. Let's see here. I'm gonna make sure this is muted. So we are still at 7 tornado warnings here. Still a tornado outbreak, of course, is unfolding currently, and that will continue for hours. For literally hours today. And again, multiple multiple tornadoes are expected, with a potential for 1 or 2 strong tornadoes, which we've already seen 2 or 3 from that. Again, that one cell out there, western New York. And yeah. Thank you for subscribing. Much appreciated. Oh, we are now down to a normal radar indicated warning. They actually canceled that. Thank goodness. So we're down to just radar indicated warnings now. Hopefully that lasts forever. That'd be great. I don't think it's going to last too long, though. We've got quite the area of rotation that's trying to spin up here in Big Moose. Hopefully this cell merge can kill it, but this is the type of storm you see before a strong tornado. This is the type of look you see right here. A massive, embedded, semi-discrete supercell. There's a lot of cell interactions that could occur to its south, so that's probably going to be its main limiting factor, but regardless, you have a big inflow that is in place here. Again, that cell interactions could limit that area of inflow and that area of rotation. But we still have an area of rotation that's trying to spark up out here. It's been trying for a while, but this is its best attempt so far. It's no longer Tor Possible. They just took the Tor Possible tag off of it. We'll see if that stays or not. But they just took a Tor Possible tag off of that. Wow. So we'll come back in another scan and check on that. Really, those are the only storms we can watch really well, because these are all going into radar dead zones and also looking a lot less interesting. So we can really only watch that storm in north central and upstate New York there. I'm going to go back over here really quick. There we go. So again, just make sure you're seeking shelter if you're inside the tornado warnings today. And we'll see what the rest of the day has to hold. This is still trying to ramp up. We got a new scan on it. Let me see what it looks like. Still looks relatively the same, but it's still attempting to ramp up there in Big Moose, New York. And our tornado warning storm is beginning to die out here. I mean, gracious day. It had such a wild look to it, and now these cell mergers are just destroying its potential currently. So hopefully we continue to see that. That would be fantastic. Let's see here. HRRR still has a big outbreak occurring today. It is really sold on 3 p.m. being the start of the threat today. Anything for Pottstown? I've already gone over that area. Currently, no, but like I said, isolated damaging winds and maybe even a brief tornado late tonight and late this evening will be possible. Go back over here really quick. And here comes a tornado warning. My bets are on... I have no idea. Oh, it's a storm in PA.
Tornado warning for northeastern Potter County in north-central Pennsylvania, Potter County in Pennsylvania.
So that's for Harris, Pennsylvania. Harris Valley as well. Make sure you're seeking shelter. Doesn't look that impressive, but could drop a tornado. A miniature supercell there, capable of producing a spin-up tornado. So make sure you're in your safe spot. And now it's just going to be a waiting game again. 7 tornado warnings active, but it sure does not feel like it. That's because most of them are in a radar hole. So really, we can only see these 2 storms here. If we switch to the other radar site, this one's far away, so you can barely see a thing. So nothing looks that interesting. And the one in Buffalo, it's getting further from Buffalo, so you can't see a thing on any of these other cells here. So radar hole is a big, big issue here. It is a big issue. Let me go back over here. We're going to wait for our new mesoanalysis. It should be the 18Z observations. We'll see what the environment looks like then. Which I think it just came in. Ah. Yeah. Yeah, these storms are probably going to be your biggest issue. The environment's getting more and more favorable for these storms to produce tornadoes, so that's probably going to be where we watch the closest. Still a really, really good environment. That's also where you have a lower level jet in place, too. So that area has the best ingredients with those storms as it moves off to the east. However, we have more discrete storms along that warm front, so... I mean, we'll see. But we could see tornadoes up here, and as well as back out in here, moving to the east. All this stuff is moving to the east-northeast, so we have storms riding that warm front, and then storms well out in front of that cold front that are beginning to cluster up. They are inside that enhanced risk, so I think that's our main threat now in the enhanced risk. But again, we got to wait until the cold front passes, which is currently all the way in the western side of that tornado watch, in probably north-central Pennsylvania currently. So just again, keep an eye out here. This is your tornado watch that's in place. So if you live anywhere in this watch area, it goes all the way into the border of Vermont and New Hampshire. Go back out towards Albany, New York, back towards central Pennsylvania, southern Pennsylvania, and then back out into western Pennsylvania, into most of New York. So really, all of New York, with the exception of the southeast portion, is inside that tornado watch. So if you're out there towards like Hudson, Hunter, and Liberty, you're not in that tornado watch. This is the only area in New York that's not in the tornado watch. Everything else to the north and northeast and northwest, it's all in a tornado watch. That shows you how big this watch is. I'm curious how many people are in it. And go back to when we got that watch. Almost 9 million people. Almost 9 million people inside that watch. That is something. Let me see here. So this stuff all looks like it's trying to get its act back together, but none of it's succeeding. I don't really want to end with 7 warnings active. I'll probably miss a bunch of stuff if I go and finish what I have to do today. But I'm considering it. So, yeah, we'll just, I don't know. Could end here in a minute, go get my stuff done for an hour, and then come back once this stuff increases even further in activity. It's just all in a radar hole. That's why it's really difficult to track. So, you know what? I think we may do that. Where's that new warning going to be? Here comes a beep. Where even is that one? This one was already there. I don't know where that one is.
Tornado warning for West Central Yates County in central New York, Northern Steuben County in central New York, Steuben, and Yates County in New York.
I don't see that. And here comes another one. Oh, there it is. And then I'm guessing that new one is for this area here, this storm. So we just went through another cycle of warnings. That's why we're getting
Tornado warning for northwestern Warren County in north central Pennsylvania, Warren County in Pennsylvania.
Oh, that's actually this one. That's now tornado warned again towards Sugar Grove. Again, that's in a radar hole, so it's really difficult to see, but we'll still keep an eye on it. These storms are in radar holes, but I mean, we'll see. 3 tornado warnings here, almost all in a line. They're really in a line. All right, let's go back up to this cell in north central New York. This one's really the biggest issue currently. There's a lot of cells that are merging into it. So that's going to have the best opportunity to produce a tornado. All the other storms are just really all in radar holes, so it's very difficult to see. It's really difficult to see what's happening. We'll see if they continue that warning. Oh, wow. This one continues to strengthen. They're not tornado warning it because they're just unsure if that couplet's going to be tight enough. But it's definitely going to try again. So there's a lot of cells that are trying. Who knows? Maybe that's how today will be. A lot of storms that try, but none that succeed. Minus the fact that we already had like 4 tornadoes from one storm. And then we had probably an unwarned tornado. Man. Welcome to the stream, Lacey. Eating french fries, man. You're gonna make me hungry. I did eat lunch before I got on here, of course. So I'm just trying to figure out what will be the best here. If we should continue going or if we should conclude and I go get stuff done and then come back. Or should we just stay live and stick through it? Stay live the whole event. Pretty ridiculous already. I mean, gracious. Bit of a flash warning. So you guys can see the whole event that has occurred so far. It'll look much better on this second time around. Or maybe the third, actually. I forgot it takes at least 2 times to load up every frame. So there's our storm. Look towards Buffalo, Jamestown. Southwestern New York. That's where we had the 4 tornadoes today. Then we probably had possibly an unwarned one well to the east of Watertown. And I don't really think we had another one.
Tornado warning for southwestern Wayne County in western New York, Ontario County in western New York, Ontario, and Wayne County in New York.
This one just got warned again. Not shocked. Kind of surprised they let that go unwarned, to be honest. Because that looked interesting right away. So there's your new warning that just got put out for Farmington, Hopewell, Geneva, Gorham, Richmond. Make sure you're in your safe spot there. That will have the potential to drop a tornado, so please be in your safe spot. Also, if you know anybody in the risk area, pretty much anyone in New York, make sure you share them this live stream. And hit that like button as well. Here comes another tornado warning. Gracious day. That's probably an extension to our one in north central New York, upstate New York, out there towards the Pulaski area, or east of Pulaski now. Oh, there it is, yeah.
Tornado warning for southern Jefferson County in central New York, southern Lewis County in central New York, northeastern Oswego County in central New York, Jefferson, Lewis, and Oswego County in New York.
And that should be the last of our cycle. We just went through a full cycle of tornado warnings. Basically, half the warnings that we were tracking ended, and so they had to reissue like 4 or 5 of them. So that should be the end of our cycle. If we hear another one, it's probably for a new storm that is developed. Or it could be an extension. We'll see if we see any more tornado warnings here. So again, main one to watch is this one towards, now approaching the Lowville area, going towards Lowville, Glenfield, Port, Lyndon, well to the east of Pulowski. Again, really classic supercell that is here. It's going through a lot of cell mergers, a lot of storms interacting it with from the south southwest, or from the south southeast rather. So, but we'll see. We'll see. It's going to have an opportunity to produce a tornado, but all these cell mergers are really just destroying that opportunity because they keep coming one after another. Now, if it was just one cell merge that hit it, then this would probably already have been producing a tornado. But instead, I mean, we had a cell merge when it first started out here. 1 cell merge there, 2 cell merge, 3 cell merge, 4 cell merge, and then this is our 5th one that's about to happen again. So just too many cell mergers that's starting to get rid of this tornado potential, but it's still there. It is still present. We go back over here. So, like I said, I plan on taking a break tomorrow, which is Thursday. And then I plan to take a break on Friday and be back here Saturday. Because Saturday may be a severe weather event, and then Sunday will be a severe weather event with the potential of a strong MCS. So, yeah, let's go back over to these cells. Here comes another one. My bets are on this storm up here because I saw it already. Oh, well, actually, that was not the storm I was thinking of. I thought it was going to be this cell, but nope, it's this one up here towards Sodas. Beep. Well, that too. Thank you for subscribing, Tim, but here comes the tornado warning beep.
Tornado warning for northwestern Wayne County in western New York, east central Monroe County in western New York, Monroe, and Wayne County in New York.
Gracious. Just a line of tornado warnings here. Literal line. We have a tornado warning up here, tornado warning here, tornado warning here, tornado warning here, tornado warning here. Just a line of tornadic thunderstorms here that are moving up to the northeast. About streaming? I mean, I didn't say much about streaming. I was just talking about if I'm gonna how I'm gonna work with this, because I don't think I can be live for 8 hours straight. We're an hour and a half in, or an hour and a half in. There we go. Jeez, can't English. So yeah, we're 3 likes away from our like goal. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you hit that like button. We're still watching these tornadic thunderstorms that are ongoing. They're in the radar hole, so it's really difficult to see what's happening with them. They're in the perfect radar hole. They are in the perfect radar hole. We have a radar here. Circle it. We have a radar, let's see, what county? Right here. We have a radar with this tornado warning storm up here. We have a radar at Buffalo. So these storms are currently in that perfect radar hole here. And then we do have another radar back towards near State College, I think right here. And then our other radar site is way over here off your screen. So there's a big radar hole. All here is a massive radar hole. And then another massive radar hole right here. So we're currently encountering the biggest radar hole of the threat, which is, again, all in this area here. Try to draw it near perfectly. So if there's a storm in this area that I just drew in white here, that we're not going to be able to see it. So not fun. That's probably a tornado. That probably is a tornado on the ground there. We'll give it another scan, but we might have a tornado on the ground here southwest of Glenfield in New York. Which we've been watching this for a while. I didn't think it was going to be able to recycle that fast because of the cell mergers. So we'll just see another scan, see if that is on the ground. And here comes another tornado warning. I believe it's an extension to our one in southwest New York.
Tornado warning for southwestern Cattaraugus County in
Whoa.
western New York, southeastern Chautauqua County in western New York, Cattaraugus, and Chautauqua County in New York.
So Jamestown, Conewango, Leon, you guys are all inside that new tornado warning. Make sure you're seeking shelter. We're going to just keep our radar sight here for just a bit until that pops up. That will put us up to 9 tornado warnings. We're at a new record. We're at a new record for today. So we've beat our record of 8. We're at 9. So this is the most active it's been so far. Waiting for that warning to pop up. There you go. Now you know where that is. So that's for Jamestown. Like I said, Jamestown, Cherry Creek, South Dayton, Randolph. You guys are all inside that tornado warning, southwestern New York. And make sure you're seeking shelter there. That is a pretty strong couplet. This is most likely a tornado on the ground here. If it is, it's already strong. Oh, yep, that's probably debris fallout. Let's see where that couplet goes next. And that's probably another tornado on the ground. We probably have twins. We probably have twin tornadoes here in New York. From 2 couplets of rotation. Ooh, that northern one is big. At least on this radar site. So that southern one looks a lot more disorganized, but that northern one, that new area of rotation, look at that. That is a strong couplet. Likely a strong tornado on the ground on that northern cell, or on the northern side, and then on the southern side it's a weak tornado. So that stronger area of rotation will eventually track towards Glenfield, near Lion Falls. So make sure you are in your safe spot. Seems like we have twin tornadoes well off to your west. One of those look to be strong, so it could last a little while. We will see if they observe this warning or not. So again, we'll give it another scan. But that is a strong area of rotation with a debris signature that was their last scan as well. You're looking at about 80 mile-an-hour rotation here. And here comes another tornado warning, which I don't know where this one is going to be. I don't know where this one's going to be at all. Maybe it's an extension to a storm.
Tornado warning for northwestern Yates County in central New York, Yates County in New York.
Oh my word, are you really? We gotta go investigate that. Are you kidding me? That has got to be one of the tiniest tornado warnings, rather, I have seen. Look at that thing. They just issued this. This isn't a disk extension. It's an issued tornado warning. That's crazy. That is one of the tiniest tornado warnings I think I've seen. That area of rotation is really strengthened, but it's probably corruption. Tiniest little warning. Yep. Still got twin tornadoes on the ground, and this northern one is still strong on the new scan. So, Auto Mills, there's 2 tornadoes. One off to your northeast, one off to your southeast. So, again, that northern one is on the stronger side there. We have a strong tornado on the ground just to the northeast of Auto Mills, and a weaker second tornado on the ground southeast of Auto Mills, New York. It is indeed a stronger scan there, so this is still a tornado on the ground. Not observed. It's not observed yet, but hopefully they will change that soon. Yeah, that CC is actually quite a lot deeper. I gotta show you weather enthusiasts some kicking eye candy here. For those who are weather enthusiasts in the chat, which is probably most of y'all, gotta show you some eye candy for what's left of Beryl. That's what's causing this outbreak. Here you go. Look at your satellite imagery. Big time eye candy right there. You've got your low pressure back out near the lake with your cold front back out generally here. And then your, well, actually, your occluding front here, cold front here, and then your warm front back up in this area. That's a general look at your fronts here. Some eye candy and a half right there. Look at that ginormous warm sector. Ginormous warm sector over here. I might even be getting some storms firing off to my west right now off the Appalachians. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Kicking eye candy right there. I'm gonna go over to my area. I'm getting a little tiny storm off to my south and one to my north. I won't be chasing though, because it shouldn't be anything crazy. Alright, so we'll wait for that new scan. Once again, two tornadoes on the ground. Weaker one to the south, stronger one. Ooh, that was terrible. Weaker one to the south, stronger one to the north. Out here close to Auto Mills in New York. Oh, that southern one has dissipated. The northern one is still there. We'll see the velocity scan. It may be a little bit on the weaker side now. So we'll wait for that new velocity scan here. Briefly going to go look at these storms. Let me see. They're just in the radar hole. They're so difficult to see. Yeah, that velocity did get a lot weaker, but it's still there on the new scan. So that could be on the ground. Maybe lifting now, though. That's lofting debris about 5,000 feet up. So that is a strong tornado. You did delete Nightbot's message. Man, Legacy, you really hate Nightbot today, don't you? At least you're taking it out on Nightbot, not me. Rather have it be Nightbot. So again, we'll just keep watching this tornado that is probably either on the ground or beginning to lift out here. So we'll just keep an eye on that closely. And again, we just have a line of tornado warnings here. Just a line of tornado warnings. And this should continue for at least the next 4 hours. We should have this area, this line that continues to produce tornadoes in New York. We're in the peak event. At least this should be the peak event. Now remember, the risk isn't over until the cold front pushes through. So your event won't be over until that cold front way back there in Pennsylvania pushes through, which is why we have a tornado warning out here, because that's where your cold front is, generally somewhere out there. So until that cold front pushes through that fourth line of storms, you won't be clear from tornadic activity. Although this line of tornado warnings is definitely the main event. Let's see here. Alright, we should have gotten that new mesoanalysis. I completely forgot to check again. Super easy to forget. Yeah, I mean, very favorable environment out there in New York in front of that second line. So this is line 1 here. This is line 2, line 3, and then line 4. We got 4 different sections to this severe event. Let me zoom out so you can see it. So there's line 1, that's your warm front action. Line 2, line 3, and then line 4 is this stuff back here. And until this stuff back here passes, which, again, the cold front is somewhere here-ish, then you're not going to be in the clear. So technically, only this tiny sliver of the marginal risk is done. Only that tiny little sliver of the marginal risk is done from severe weather now. Everything else is just now starting up, really. Oh, that is now observed. Took them long enough, honestly. Tornado might have lifted by the time they observed that. Yeah, it looks like it has. I believe that is lifted now that they have observed that warning. It could still be on the ground, though. I mean, that area rotation is still solid enough. So it could still be on the ground, but it looks a lot weaker on that newest scan. We will continue to watch it, though. Again, this is going to be out here going towards Martinsburg, Lowville, and Linesdale, New York. So we can look at our PTDS here. And you can see clearly that first tornado that happened, and then the second tornado that was barely present to the south. So we had twin tornadoes at one point here. Pretty crazy stuff, especially for New York. Yeah, there's been about 3 or 4 strong tornadoes in western New York from one storm. This storm produced 3 or 4 strong tornadoes along its journey.
Tornado warning for
Jeez.
southwestern Wayne County in western New York, southeastern Monroe County in western New York, north central Ontario County in western New York, Monroe, Ontario, and Wayne County in New York.
That is going to be our north. Oh, that's the storm I was talking about. That's the storm that I thought was warned like 20-ish minutes ago. So they warned this one, but this is the cell I thought they were going to warn, and now they have. So this is now a tornado warned storm here. That tornado is definitely lifted back out there. That's currently observed. It could recycle, but at this point it's lifted. So make sure you're in your safe spot if you're out there in Farmington, Mason, Walsworth, Marion. Just a mess. Just a mess of warnings. Another mess of warnings here. Are we up to 10? Yep. So that's our new record for today. We need to get 5 warnings. We need 5 more warnings to beat our record from 2 days ago. Wow. We never get these and pumped. Well, if you're chasing, stay safe out there. These could be these are going to be pretty dangerous storms. Especially as we go after 3 p.m. After 3 p.m. is when we're expecting that strong tornado threat to ramp up. Which it might be ramping up now. It's hard to tell from what these storms are doing, but it might be ramping up now. We'll figure out pretty soon what storms are going to be tornado producers and what storms are going to be floppers and do nothing. Just your average New York tornado outbreak in July. I believe this is the first time in over 10 years you guys have had a significant threat like this occur. I mean, it depends. It changes like almost every second, really, to be realistic with you. At the moment, it looks like this one towards Victor has the best opportunity. Or this discrete storm back up here towards Lowville. There's a few. The only issue is we don't have great radar coverage out in this area. So I would try to stick with one of the more discrete storms. So probably one of these 3. But I don't know. All of them look pretty good to me. All of these look pretty good to me. So if I were chasing, like, say I lived in Cortland, honestly, I would just like go more north towards this area here, and then just wait, or maybe go towards this area here, because one of these storms are eventually going to become better than the other, and we'll just have to wait for that. It's just going to be a waiting game. That might actually be tornadic damage there. No, because that's not where the hook is, so that's not. But any of these could produce a tornado. Any of them at all. We're going to lose, gracious, we're going to lose 4 tornado warnings in 5 minutes. I'll put us all the way back down to 6. Which is still a lot. Yesterday we ended with 1 tornado warning. Let's see here. We're going to go back to the north. There we go. I'm still watching that storm that's not even warned right now. Let's go back to it. This cell up here, it could produce a tornado, but it's going into mountains, so you probably don't want to even get close to that one. Good luck trying to see a tornado in freaking in the sky. Literally, like the mountains out here, just terrible chasing terrain. Absolutely horrific. We'll wait for our 18Z HRRR to come through too. Not really one radar site that's better than the other. I guess we'll just stay with this. So you can see how these storms have just rapidly begun to intensify over the last couple of minutes. Over the last hour, these storms have been intensifying, and most of them are now tornado warned. And again, we're going to find out. We're going to find out pretty soon which storms are going to be able to sustain and which storms are going to die out, which so far, this storm looks like it's going to have the best opportunity to sustain, but that could very easily change. We need a radar site in Syracuse, or just barely west of Syracuse, but right around Syracuse. Terrible radar coverage, man. Terrible. Alright, we are approaching the 2-hour break. I'm going to use this opportunity to quickly go take a quick 60-second-ish break. I will be right back. I'll be right back in about 60 seconds. Alrighty, I am
Tornado
back.
warning for
We got another one.
southeastern Wayne County in western New York, northeastern Ontario County in western New York, Ontario, and Wayne County in New York.
I think we got 2 while I was gone. Yeah.
Tornado warning for central Steuben County in central New York, Steuben County in New York.
3? Nope. Gracious day, so that puts us up to 12. We're so close. 3 more and we would have beat the record, but we're going to lose 4 tornado warnings in 2 minutes. We got close, but I don't think we're going to make it. Man, what a mess. What a mess. Yeah, we just got 2 new tornado warnings, so that's an extension to this storm I was just talking about. This one looks really good towards Gorham at the moment. That would be the storm I'd target. That one looks pretty healthy at the moment. That is 244. No kidding if that's going to look terrible in 3 minutes or not. And then this southern one looks okay, but we'll see. That middle one, though, is looking quite impressive. We'll see what it looks like on this site. Still a hook there. Yeah, that one looks like it's about to drop a tornado right towards Gorham. We'll see if it can do that or not. This radar site stays with the warm front. This one we're going to keep with all these crazy warnings. And this one we should probably... What the heck? Okay, there's no way they keep this tornado warned. I'd be shocked if they keep that warned. It expires in 30 minutes, though. That's a while. That is a while. Well, I mean, if you know how to chase, Matt, you could go for it. You might be able to see a tornado out of them. Just be extremely careful. Let's see here. Oh, I need to go to the tornado probabilities. We got a new or not we got, but I found a new software that lets you see tornado probabilities on a given storm. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see here. Well, this isn't right. Gives it a 2% chance for tornadoes over the next day. Yeah, we're definitely not that low of a tornado threat. That's wrong. I can tell you that because we're already seeing so many tornado warnings here. Let me see here. Let's go back up to that observed warning. Doesn't look to be on the ground anymore. Here comes another tornado warning. Gracious day. I can't keep up. I'm starting to fall behind. We're back down to 9 warnings, though. I think it's this storm here that just got warned in the center of your screen. Yep.
Tornado warning for northwestern Tioga County in north-central Pennsylvania, Tioga County in Pennsylvania.
So that is now tornado warned. Make sure you're in your safe spot if you're towards Knoxville in north-central Pennsylvania. Storm is capable of producing a tornado. Let's see. Definitely not that. Gracious. I'm exploring this news site. I don't want to show it because it's a lot of models mixed together, so it makes everything look way worse than it is. So I'm not going to show that on stream. Unless I could get that probability up, but I can't find it at the moment. Man. Just a few warnings. Just a few. That is a bunch of tornado warnings. My word. We'll see how it performs. Let me go over here. Alright. Just want to take another look at this. Make sure it's not doing anything. It is not. And then I want to go back to this radar site. It's just so difficult to see if that is a, if that's trying to produce a tornado. But that looks by far the best at the moment. The one to its south looks pretty good too. Not tornado one, though. Both of these look pretty good. gracious. So we'll just continue to watch that. All these cells as they move off to the east-northeast. They're now inside that enhanced risk area, so they definitely have a risk for sure. What's our closest radar site? Let's measure it here. So that is 83 miles, 95 miles, 70. So we should be using the southeastern radar site, which is, come on, this one. This is our closest radar site, so this one's going to be the most accurate one. I mean, they still look pretty impressive. They still look pretty impressive. We're down to 9 warnings. We'll lose a ridiculous another 4 warnings in 10 minutes, and then we'll lose another 3 in 25 minutes, and then the last 2 in 40. Which I would be blown away if we go tornado warning-less in 40 minutes. I don't think that is a possibility, really. A new mesoscale discussion for north central Pennsylvania and most of central and south central New York. Several discrete storms will pose the risk for tornadoes and damaging winds over the next 1 to 3 hours. Let's see here. Okay. So the more northern storms look to have less potential just because of where they are coordinated with the warm front. So the southern storms have the worst environment. So you really want to go for the middle storms. Got it. Jeez, yeah, that is... I would not be shocked if that's on the ground. So these northern storms up here are going to be struggling for a bit. The southern storms... Let me make sure you guys can see it. Okay. The southern storms don't have the best environment back here. So the greatest shot for a tornado is going to be from both of these 2 storms here. Which only one is tornado warned at this moment. And it is definitely attempting to produce a tornado. That is for sure. So that's probably going to be a storm that just might be able to succeed at dropping a tornado. I don't think we have any chasers out there. But we will keep an eye on it for sure. The SPC says that the greatest tornado threat will be from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern. 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. That's 8 minutes. We're 8 minutes away from the expected peak activity. Just keeping up with everything else here. Some of these may not be rotating as much as others. It's just really difficult to tell from the radar. We're far from any radar coverage, so it's just better safe than sorry. The National Weather Service doesn't want to have an unwarned tornado, even though, unfortunately, we had 2 today. I know we've probably had 1 today. We had 1 today, I believe 2 yesterday, and then we had an unwarned strong one on the 8th. So we've had a lot of unwarned tornadoes somehow. I say somehow because we've had so many tornado warnings. So it's not like the National Weather Service ain't putting out the warnings. It's just the fact that we've had so many tornadoes. It's hard to keep up with them all. The record to beat for the most tornadoes, I believe, was it Hurricane Ivan back in 2004 with 120 tornadoes. So far confirmed. This is the confirmed one. The confirmed tornadoes from Beryl. We have had... I'm going to go count them all. 4, 23, 27 confirmed at the moment. I believe about 27 tornadoes have been confirmed with Beryl. which is like almost 100 less than the most. So I don't really think we're too close. So this storm is going to attempt to produce another tornado. Let's see how that new scan looks. It just has a good indent to it. We've talked about these indents before with lines. You can see the little nudge there. Little nodge. Little indent. Gracious day. Little indent right there. That's exactly where we're going to have the risk for a tornado, directly out in front of that little notch. So, depends on where that's going, which it looks like it's going up towards Glenfield, near Lion Falls, south of Lowville. So that area is going to have the best opportunity at seeing a tornado. However, this storm looks like it's going to take a while to organize, so we'll see if it can drop one in the next few minutes, but it's probably going to take longer than that. That one in Geneva could have a tornado on the ground west of Waterloo. It's just such poor radar coverage. I wish we had better radar coverage, man. We need a radar in Syracuse. Normally, we don't see much in Syracuse. Most of the time when we're up here, we're talking about snow. So that's why all their radar sites, we have them on the east side, and the mountains on the north side, and then on the west side, because guess where we see snow? The north side, the southern side, and especially the west side. So these two radars are the most used radar sites. Then we'll use this one every once in a while for snowstorms. This one's probably one of the most least used radar sites. And we just don't have a radar site towards Syracuse, this whole area here. Most of the time when we're tracking stuff up here, it's snow, not tornadoes. This is like the third notable tornado threat I remember tracking, and this is definitely the most notable one up here in the Northeast I remember. Let me go over here. Let me go back to that southeastern one, not this one, this one. I mean, that is still a hook and a half. This storm easily looks the best. These don't look too good at all. Little areas of rotation, but this one is a full-blown supercell currently. Going towards Waterloo now. We'll see if they extend that warning, because it's going to start slowly moving out of that warning here, since we have a lack of a tornado warning where I just drew in white. Eight tornado warnings. We're going to lose 4 of them in 3 minutes, including the observed warning we will lose in 3 minutes. I wouldn't be too surprised. Well, there you go. I was going to say, I wouldn't be too surprised if we see another tornado warning, and it's going to be this extension here. So we now got a tornado warning out there for Waterloo. Watch this. This is going to be a weird one. Wait for it to beep at you. Watch this. They missed
Tornado warning for northwestern Seneca County in central New York, western Cayuga County in central New York, Cayuga, and Seneca County in New York.
So Dublin is not inside that tornado warning. They have a tornado warning to their north, west, south, and as well as east. But Dublin themselves are not inside a tornado warning. I highly suggest seeking shelter. You're not in that tornado warning, probably just because they just didn't issue it far enough to the northwest. But the tornadic storm is still going to move very close to Dublin. Let's see here. We should be getting the new HRRR. Let me go see what that looks like. I just like to look at the new HRRR. I know it's inaccurate, but I do it anyways because I'm a weather enthusiast. I have to. It's in my blood. I have to do it. Now the HRRR shows 4 o'clock. It becomes really active. It's going to keep doing that, I'm telling you. Every hour we go, it's going to keep pushing it by 1. But regardless, we're still going to have a risk for a few tornadoes today. We'll stay live and continue to track it. I just don't know how long I can stay live here. I know whenever I end is when it's going to really start picking up. I know that is exactly what's going to happen. Whenever I end, it's going to pick up. But the most favorable environment is now. I believe now for the next 3 hours, we'll have the most favorable environment in place. The new mesoanalysis shows that warm sector is actually starting to lose a bit of its favorability up there. Which now, just a second ago, we got put down to radar indicated warning. So the most favorable environment is still out in front of this line. That is still where we're most likely to see tornadoes, all in this area here. But this storm is moving out of a favorable environment. Same with this storm too. So that warm sector looks like it's losing a bit of a favorability. A bit of its favorability there. That's also due to a lack of instability. It seems like that warm front's not lifted as far north. But still, those storms could produce a brief tornado, so we'll keep monitoring them. All right, we're down to 5 tornado warnings. We're down to 5 tornado warnings now. So we just lost 4, I believe. Oh, we just lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We lost 6. We lost 6 warnings over the last, 10 minutes. That is great. Let me see. All right. Again, we'll just continue to monitor these cells here. We did just lose quite a few warnings, so hopefully that does continue. And thank you guys for hitting the like goal, 50 likes today. Greatly, greatly appreciated. We'll see. We'll see if I end here shortly. I'm trying to figure out something. Where did my phone go? I don't see it anywhere. Yeah, that looks like it just fell apart a bit more too. So hopefully these storms keep falling apart. The HRRR just is probably going to keep pushing back the threat more and more and more. So, let me see. Okay, my phone's over there. I'm going to quickly grab that. I don't want to leave it charging for too long. There we go. Okay. So, yeah. Really, we have 4 tornadic storms, 5 tornado warnings. Hopefully, we'll lose 2 more of those warnings in 12 minutes. No, one of my storms didn't survive. This one's still going towards Stewart, though. Maybe I can get some light rain. So, again, we'll just keep watching these storms. Keep an eye on them. And we'll see. Oops. I want to pull that back up. I want to go check on that storm in central Pennsylvania. I've been watching that on the other monitor. It still looks disorganized. It's still toward possible, though. But it's there. Oh, we did lose a bit of our tornado watch. Just the tiniest little bit. But we did lose some of it. So still that whole risk area to go. I mean, we have a long ways ahead of us here. This could wrap up and spin up a tornado very quickly. So I want to keep a very close eye on that little area of rotation there. Going up towards in between Glenfield and Lions Fall in New York. Also, another area of rotation you saw me look at just briefly out here towards Long Lake. That could be producing a tornado at any moment. It's an embedded supercell, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. They might end up warning that. Just depends on if they think it's capable of producing a tornado or not, but we do have an embedded hook echo with supercell here. Moving up to the northeast, so if you're in Long Lake, Newcomb, this general area here, make sure you are keeping a very close eye on that storm, and if it gets a bit rough, best just to seek shelter, just in case. This is really the only storm that I see that has potential here. That's the one in Waterloo, New York. The others I just don't see much with. So just keep a really close eye on that one in Waterloo going up towards Burn. This cell here moving up to the northeast still has the best potential. Let's see. See if that new scan has anything. This stuff's really just rotating into upper levels. It's really hard to tell if it's rotating towards the closer to the surface. But we'll still, like I said, keep an eye on it and wait to see what happens here. I think we're going to end at 2 hours, 30 minutes, and I'm going to go for an hour and try to get stuff done. And then I'll probably be back later on tonight once this stuff ramps up again. And if it doesn't ramp up, then shoot. I have me a nice vacation because I won't be back here till Saturday. I'll see you guys Saturday night. But we're going to plan for another live stream tonight because this stuff should probably pop off again at some point. But I want to go get some stuff done. I don't want to have it lingering over me a bunch. So is today Wednesday? It doesn't feel like a Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Do I get 3 days off? Oh my word, that's going to be glorious. Hope to see you guys back here Saturday, but gracious day, I'm excited for that. 3 days off. The hurricane hunters are going into the AOI that I talked about yesterday. We saw in the icon model. They're going into that AOI towards the Bahamas tomorrow. Or off the coastline of North and South Carolina. No, I'd still go for it. I mean, if you're halfway there, I'd still go for it. I'd chase it in a heartbeat. I'd chase it in a heartbeat for sure. I'm just simply going to be ending the stream and starting to head off just because I want to get stuff done. If I had all day and I didn't have any responsibilities, I'd just sit here for 8, 9, 10 hours straight. This isn't my a job just yet. You know, it is a source of income, but most of that income's, you know, like I said, we're already going to donate. We plan to donate about $1,100 to storm victims once me and Lucky get out there. We're not donating to any charities because we want to make sure that money goes straight to the people you know, who are impacted. So we're going to go and get a bunch of supplies and fill up our cars with supplies and then give it to people who are, you know, impacted by these storms whenever we go and chase them. So it's still worth chasing, Matt. I could tell you that. Just be careful out there, but it is still worth chasing. You'll see a cool cloud structure for sure, and it could still produce a tornado. I mean, just because I end the stream doesn't mean we won't see something. Typically, after I end a live stream, we see something, we call it a TRG moment. It's whenever we see something new and within about 10 minutes of me ending stream. So once I end here in 6 minutes, the 10 minutes after 6 minutes, so over the next 16 minutes, this is very confusing, we'll have the best opportunity to see something. That just totally confused myself there. So I'll still be watching this from my phone, but I'm going to go get stuff done, like I said. So I greatly appreciate all y'all tuning in here. About 700 people today. I know the view count was a bit lower, but
Tornado
like said,
warning for northeastern Wayne County
I knew
in western
that too.
New York,
Is this storm.
Cayuga County in central New York,
I saw that
West
from
Central
the
Oswego County in central New York, Cayuga, Oswego, and Wayne County in New York.
I didn't know they were going to warn that because I thought it was going to be heading into the ocean, but it looks like it's not. Let's go over to this here. Yeah, this could produce a tornado right on the edge here going towards Minto. Minto? That actually might be how you say it. That's probably going to have a chance to produce a tornado pretty soon. I wouldn't be shocked if that produces a tornado after we end the stream here. But I'm going to go get stuff done. I should be back sometime later on tonight. And if I'm not, I'll see you guys on Saturday. So I appreciate everybody tuning in, especially the mods and modded chat. Great to have you guys all in here. That storm is very concerning. Honestly, that is a classic supercell that could quite easily produce a tornado. So let's hope it doesn't. And yeah, we're going to end with 5 warnings. But that's like I said, I want to go get stuff done. And we'll actually lose one of those warnings in 4 minutes unless it's extended. So have a great rest of y'all's day. I should see you guys later on tonight. Bit of a flash warning in the background. If I don't, then I'll see y'all Saturday. So I don't really know which one we'll do. If it gets rough again after 5 p.m. or right around 5 p.m. or just after, we'll go live again. If not, then I will see you guys on Saturday or in Saturday's live stream, which will probably be Saturday night-ish, Saturday evening. So yeah, have a great rest of y'all's day, and I will see you guys in the next live stream. Hopefully that storm does not produce a tornado because it looks pretty crazy out there. Let me see how many people are in that. We have 30 seconds left before I start the music. Wow, almost 40,000 people on that coastline. I really hope that does not produce a tornado. So yeah, have a great rest of y'all's day, and I will see you guys in either tonight's live stream or Saturday, depending on which one we do. And yeah, stay safe, watch severe weather and the tropics. Sorry for the bit of a shorter stream, but I want to go get some stuff done. So again, have a great rest of your day. Goodbye. Stay safe, watch severe weather in the tropics, and I'll see you guys in Saturday's live stream, or if I go live again tonight. Have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.